Welcome to the Indie Film Hustle Podcast, episode number 60. You can't have $1 million dream with a minimum wage work ethic. Anonymous.
Broadcasting from the back alley in Hollywood, it's the Indie Film Hustle Podcast, where we show you how to survive and thrive as an indie filmmaker in the jungles of the film biz. And here's your host, Alex Ferrari.
Welcome, my Indie Film Hustlers, to another episode of the Indie Film Hustle Podcast. I am your humble host, Alex Ferrari. Don't forget to head over to freefilmbook.com. That's freefilmbook.com to download your free film audiobook from Audible. And today's show is sponsored by USC Film School's only online course, Directing the Actors by the legendary Nina Foch. You can download that at indiefilmhustle.com/USC. So occasionally, guys, you guys send me emails asking me certain questions, and sometimes like, hey, this would be a really great topic for a podcast. So I had an email sent to me the other day about deferred payment. And he was asking me, should I take this job on deferred payments, back-end points, and things like that, and what my opinion was. So first and foremost, if you are working with a big-time director, let's say you're going to work with James Cameron, you're going to work with a big established director, established producer that has big, I'm talking big credits, $20, $30 million, $40 million box office, if not bigger, kind of movies, and they're more legit, then back-end points might not only be wise, but might be very strategic and fruitful for you as far as getting paid is concerned. I was told a story the other day about a writer who wrote a movie that he was asked to write a movie in 2 weeks over Christmas break, and that movie went on, and he's like, look, I just give me X dollars and give me some back-end points. And the agent said, let me give you some back-end points on it. The movie went on to gross $500 million worldwide, and he took home probably about $23 million, I think was the number I was told. So it can be very lucrative. Now, with that said, in the indie world, in the world of, $5 million or below, or even more than that. It all depends on the people involved. But I'm going to tell you that I have never, ever heard of anybody being paid back-end points on any project ever. In all of my years working in the industry, 20 plus years now, from all of my friends in the business, from all of my contacts, from all of the companies I've worked with, this is a conversation that comes up quite often. Never has anyone ever been paid. From my perspective, again, just from mine, there might be films out there that do, but I've never heard. I've never heard of a filmmaker, a grip crew member, post guy, anybody getting paid on the back end or deferred. It doesn't happen. It's very, very rare if it does. So if someone approaches you and asks you, "Hey, can you work deferred?" I would run. I would run the opposite way. But then we go back to the whole, if you listen to my podcast episode number 40 on how to know when to work for free, that is a little different. Again, if you're going to work for deferred and it's not going to bring a lot of value to you, then just run the other way. Bottom line, guys, is if you're going to work for free, in any capacity, whether for deferred, for points on the back end, for whatever, just make sure it's bringing value to you or experience to you that makes you grow as an artist, makes you grow as a technician, gets credits on your IMDb or on your resume. That's fine. But if you actually think you're going to get paid off something like that, it's kind of delusional. Because it does happen. I've never heard of it happening, but I'm sure it does happen. I'm sure somebody out there has been paid off of back-end participations on a low-budget film. I'm sure it has happened, but I've never heard of it, and I've definitely never been. I've worked on probably 1 to 2 projects in my entire life, early on in my career, and of course, I never got paid for those. And I've been asked multiple times, probably, I don't even know how many times a year I get asked to work on deferred or on back-end points, but generally, I have never done again and never will again. Again, depending on who's involved and what kind of project it is. But generally speaking, you're never going to get paid. So run the opposite direction, guys. Hope that was helpful for you guys. Hope that saved you a little bit of time and energy. If you guys have any questions specific or have a topic that you want me to cover on the podcast, please send it over. And if I feel that it's something that the tribe will get a lot of value out of, then I will do a podcast about it. If not, I'll just directly email you back on your question and answer it directly for you guys. I do the best I can anytime someone does ask me a question to answer them as best I can. I am only one guy, so I do the best I can to get back to you in a timely fashion. So thank you guys so much, as always, for listening. Don't forget to head over to filmmakingpodcast.com and leave us a review for the show. It helps the show out dramatically and helps us get the word out on Indie Film Hustle and helping more and more independent filmmakers out there. So as always, keep that dream alive, keep that hustle going, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for listening to the Indie Film Hustle podcast at indiefilmhustle.com. That's INDIEFILMHUSTLE.com.